Is the world really round? Earth is round, as many photos taken from space show. Astronauts affectionately call it the blue marble. It's shocking to physicists, but there are a lot of people in the world who believe the Earth is flat. So, to let you know why these ideas are becoming more popular and how the physics community should respond, make sure you stay tuned to this video, because we'll answer all of your questions. And remember to subscribe to Country Facts too. U.S. rapper B.o.B, whose real name is Bobby Ray Simmons Jr., started a crowdfunding campaign in 2017 to launch a satellite. The rapper, who was a vocal supporter of the flat Earth theory, wanted to find proof that our planet is a disk, not a globe. He tried to raise $200,000 on the website GoFundMe, so he could send one or more spacecraft into space to help him find the curve, which is how flat earthers talk about the edge of our supposed disk-shaped planet. The rapper's plan may seem like a joke or an attempt to get attention, and there is no evidence that B.o.B raised a lot of money or even got close to his goal. But in the last few years, there has been an alarming increase in people who believe in flat Earth theories like B.o.B. There's now an annual Flat Earth conference in the U.S., which more than 600 people attended last year. YouTube is full of videos that claim to show that the Earth is flat. Even though physicists laugh at the idea of a flat Earth, it is gaining popularity, especially among people who believe in conspiracy theories. McIntyre, a philosopher from Boston University and an expert on the phenomenon of science denial, whose books include Respecting Truth, Willful Ignorance in the Internet Age, says they do believe it. McIntyre knows how seriously flat earthers take their beliefs because he attended the 2018 Flat Earth International Conference in Denver, Colorado. Ashley Landrum, a psychologist from Texas Tech University who was also at the Denver meeting, agrees that flat earthers are severe and not playing around. If they were trolling, they are terrific actors if that's what they were doing, she says. We talked to more than 90 members of the flat earth community, and they are all very sincere in what they believe. At the Denver event, speakers talked about talking to your family and friends about flat Earth, NASA and other space lies, and 14 ways the Bible says flat Earth. Flat Earth theories are based on fundamental scientific mistakes that are easy to disprove. Most people, even those who don't know much about physics, can see that the Earth is a sphere even if they've never studied it. We should ask ourselves why these ideas are still around in the 21st century, and perhaps more importantly for the physics community, how should we respond? Why do some people think that the Earth is flat? If you type flat Earth into Google, you will join a group of people who have helped to triple the number of searches for that term over the last couple of years. A recent YouGov poll found that only about 2/3 of Americans between 18 and 24 think the Earth is round. Even though science has disproved the idea that the Earth is flat, more and more people seem to believe in the conspiracy theory. And it's gaining more support than some other conspiracies like chemtrails. Most of these other crazy ideas are still popular, but the Flat Earth movement is growing, especially in America. And some famous people are backing it. Famous people including basketball players, musicians, rappers, and TV hosts are jumping on the Flat Earth bandwagon. So why is there a new interest in something that science has disproved for at least 2,000 years? What does it reveal about social media? And how did we even find out that the world is round in the first place? A circular history. Ancient Greek philosophers like Aristotle, who traveled to Egypt and saw new patterns of stars, almost proved that the Earth is a sphere. Eratosthenes was the first to figure out Earth's circumference, and it happened to be in the 3rd century BC. Around the 9th century AD, Islamic scholars made more accurate measurements, and in the 16th century, European navigators circled the Earth. Images from space were the final proof, if any more was needed. But the people who believe in a flat Earth today are not the first to question something that seems obvious. In the 1800s, people who wanted to go back to a literal reading of the Bible brought back the idea of a flat Earth as a reaction to scientific progress. The British writer Samuel Rowbotham was probably the most well-known advocate. He said that the Earth is a flat, immovable disk centered at the North Pole, with Antarctica replaced by a wall of ice at the disk's edge. Samuel Shenton, a sign writer from Dover, UK, started the International Flat Earth Research Society in 1956. Many people saw it as a sign of British oddness, something funny but unnecessary. But in the early 2000s, when people knew that the internet was a good place to find strange ideas, the idea started to come up again, mainly in the US. Online forums started talking about it, and in October 2009, the Flat Earth Society was relaunched. The annual Flat Earth Conference was also created. As with any fringe movement, flat earthers have disagreements with several different models to choose from. Some models say that the Earth's edges are surrounded by a wall of ice that keeps the oceans from leaking. Others say that our flat planet and its atmosphere are encased in a vast, lopsided snow globe from which nothing can fall off the edges. Most flat earthers think that the sun moves around the North Pole in circles, with its light acting like a spotlight, which explains why night and day happen. Elon Musk is here to debunk this theory for good. Elon Musk, the crazy billionaire who sent a car into space, has always made fun of the flat earth theory and its supporters. Let's explain for those who don't know what we're talking about. We have always thought that the earth is a ball. We learned this in school. Photo evidence shows scientists also believe it. But for some reason, some people think that the earth is actually flat and that the spherical or round earth theory is just propaganda. The Flat Earth Society welcomes these happy people. We all used to enjoy their witty back and forth, but Elon's latest project has put an end to this theory for good. Musk made history when he launched SpaceX's Falcon Heavy, which carried a cherry red Tesla Roadster into orbit near Mars. And of course, he ensured we were there to see it live. As you can see, the Earth is not at all flat and is mainly round. After all, after seeing the photographs and videos Elon shared, people began to believe that the entire Falcon Heavy trip was his sadistic way of eliminating the flat earthers. But if you're thinking, what do our words mean? The rest of the internet agrees with us. Providing evidence that the Earth isn't flat. McIntyre's work on people who don't believe in science brought him to the 2018 Flat Earth Conference in Denver. Delegates discussed the proof and finer details of their hypothesis and the alleged conspiracy that flat earthers believe is concealing their views from the general public. I reason that if I could figure out how to battle flat earthers, I could use the same methods to fight folks who deny climate change and are anti-vaccine, he says. After all, most of their ideas are based on mistakes and misunderstandings of science. Some flat earthers know enough physics to talk about it, but they don't know enough to be convinced by the truth. Even if no photos of the Earth were acquired from space, many flat earthers' arguments might be easily refuted using trigonometry or simple physical laws. Foucault's pendulum is an excellent place to start. It is named after the French physicist Léon Foucault, who, in 1851, famously hung a heavy 28-kilogram brass bob from a 67-meter chain in the Paris Pantheon. Such a pendulum, which can swing in any plane, changes direction over a day, showing that the Earth is turning. The Coriolis force, which acts in the opposite direction of a spinning mass's motion, is another thing that shows the Earth is a spinning globe. This force causes cyclones to spin clockwise in the southern hemisphere and counterclockwise in the northern hemisphere. It also affects ocean currents by changing the direction of winds. Snipers in the military who shoot from a long distance have to account for the Coriolis effect, which makes objects move in different directions. It was pointed out that asking physics students to explain the evidence for a spinning spherical Earth is a great way to practice critical thinking. So, what do you think? Is the Earth really a sphere, or do you believe it's a flat disk? Please let us know in the comment space your thoughts. And on that note, we must adjourn. We hope that the video was enjoyable for you. We can't do this without you, so please subscribe to our channel and check out more of our fantastic videos.